How can sustainable innovation, be it material, equipment, or technique, address the challenges of durability, cost, and climate adaptation in India's road infrastructure? Let's start with Mr. Soumitra.
Yeah, like I said, innovation is at the core of, the sustainability. Because, for example, like I was giving an example during my presentation that if you have the right tool in your hand, you can make sure that all your equipments are basically come together, they speak to each other, and then you build basically an ecosystem that is self-reliant, self-sufficient, and basically sustainable in itself. So by that, I mean the integration of different digital tools, integration of machine capabilities, and the education across usage of these tools with our stakeholders. So that's how we can all come together, have a efficient ecosystem that drives towards the sustenance goal.
Thank you for sharing your views, sir. Mr. Martino, can we have your take on this?
Yeah, as I said earlier, road construction recycling is very, very important. If we don't do that, we are lost. Not only in carbon footprints, we'll be going behind completely, as well as in all other things. Because neither the aggregates are renewable, neither the crude oil is renewable. So both of these things are not renewable. So we have to get this recycled, and not only us, all the plant manufacturer or the companies should come in front and do this. Not as Ammann, not only as Ammann, but all the manufacturers should promote their equipment and their asphalt plants for this job, and also educate. The problem with this is now education of this. In our books, in our IRC books or moth books, it's already written how to do a job mix design, or where should you start it, and then how to test the job mix design or whatever the road is. So it is written starting and it is written ending. But in the middle, what happens on the asphalt plants and all this asphalt production, no one said anything on that. All the designs are made inside the laboratory, or they take sample from the asphalt plant and they do it. But when you run the plant in a different recipes and all, there are a lot of things changes. So this education has to be given to the industries, to the consultant, to the contractors. And that is what we are trying to do. We have an academy which teaches everything.
Thank you, sir, for that explanation. Sir, Nasim Khan, sir, can we have your take?
Yeah. Like everybody showed in their presentations also, they are developing products which have innovative new products for every use, be it pavers, be it the batching plants. Innovation is the need of the hour, and our honorable minister also, Mr. Nitin Gadkari ji, if you say his addresses, and whenever he speeches in the conferences, road conferences, he is also emphasizing on innovations. And we have seen that without innovation, things won't move forward, because doing the same thing again and again, okay, will keep you at a slow pace. And we have seen a lot of innovations in all types of equipment also, and all types of materials also, be it to plastic, the use of waste plastic in the building roads now, and whether it is the equipment having very precise sensors to give the leveling of the pavements everywhere. No, I think innovation is the need of the hour.
Thank you, Mr. Khan. Mr. Vikas, you want to add something?
Yeah, I would like to take further of Mr. Martino what he said. I totally agree to him. And as a Genesis, we are promoting and training all the contractors, consultants, and we actually trying to do all these things. But it is very difficult to get into their minds, because they don't want to change. That is the issue. So we are trying to train people to recycle and reuse the product. You use sustainable products and technology.
We have one question from delegate side for Mr. Martino Fernandes. What type of regenerator are you using for RAP recycling, and what is the dose?
Yeah. Now, regenerator, we use, there are a couple of companies we use. One is, I remember on two of our sites, there's a regenerator from Bitpath they were using. And one of the site, I remember something from CRRI. Now, doses, as what we have done in Germany was 0.20% that of REP. percentage what we used to use there. Now the new regenerator what we use now, they only not soften the bitumen, they also activate. During my old days, we used to use oil from KFC or from McDonald or from gear oil. All these oils we used to use in the mix to soften the bitumen. But nowadays we have these advanced regenerators that they activate this oxidized bitumen. So we use them and we regularly use them. Like for example, the rule says that after 30% you have to use regenerator, but in IRB our plants, the five of our plants, they use after 15% of using recycled material. So they are much more advanced than all other people because they want to construct really a good road and stabilized road. Because when you use the regenerator, it's not only the activation of bitumen, but you also have a larger working window because of the whole working process and the better mix quality.
Thank you, sir, for sharing that answer. My next question is for Mr. Nasim Khan. Could you share your view on the integration of smart or sensor-enabled marking for the future?
Okay. So India is still yet to come to that stage. We have started. We are not totally not using it. We have fully automatic machines either imported or manufactured here in India. Automark, my company, is also one of the manufacturers of fully automatic computerized road marking machines. And to really enhance that concept, to really push that concept of using high performance road marking machines, fully automatic and computerized road marking machines in India. Okay, we need the policies to change. If you see in foreign countries, I've worked in Oman, Qatar, and Saudi Arabia, and I've seen that when it comes to road marking, they make the road ready. The road is totally ready and ready for road marking. So it is not like 5 kilometers of BC is ready and the contractor is pushing a 5 kilometer ready, jaldi se road marking kar do, because we have to hand over to NHI. Okay, and without road marking, they cannot hand over to NHI. After I do 5 kilometers of road marking, with of course I cannot deploy a fully automatic machine for a small 5 kilometer or 10 kilometer patch. Okay, so because if I am deploying a high speed machine, I need a longer carriageways. I need the full carriageway to be ready so that I can deploy a fully automatic machine. So if the government NHI changes the policy saying that after you complete every bit of it, the DC is ready, the signboards are installed, the crash barriers are installed, the soil compaction is done, whether it is earthen shoulder, whether it is the paved shoulder, everything is done. Road marking should be the last one to be laid on the road because it is the last item on the road and it is the most important item on the road as far as the road safety and the user in mind. If you keep the user in mind, it is the most important item. Without the road marking, just imagine in a dark road during the night time, you cannot drive on a road unless there is road marking on the road. So reflective road marking, the policy should say that, okay, after you complete everything on the road marking should be done. Then I think every manufacturer or no turnkey contractor like us would like to deploy a fully automatic road marking machine. And plays a very important role in because it is a very faster, it is precise, and it is cutting cost and time. So if I deploy three manual machines and if I complete a certain 40 kilometers of road in 3 months' time for road marking, the same thing, 40 kilometers of road can be done within 20 to 25 days' time if I use an automatic machine. So, but the road should be ready. The roads are not ready because the policy is after 5 kilometer, if you have a 5 kilometer road ready, you hand over 5 kilometers. You have a 10 kilometer BC ready, you do the road marking and hand over the 10 kilometer road to the NHI or the PWD or whoever is the client. So that should come from the client. And once it comes, okay, we will do. The Greenfield Expressway is like, today we are working on Ganga Expressway because the Greenfield Express are demanding because there is no traffic and people don't want that, it should be handed over after BCS road marking should be done because it is not a road under maintenance. It is a new Greenfield road. There is no traffic. So they are comfortable. They are building the road, giving us a good length of the road. And we have two automatic machines working there. Okay. Totally three automatic machines on three packages.
Thank you, sir, for sharing that insights. Mr. Vikas Sharma, What make SMA and TWT uniquely suited for Indian highways and urban roads?
Stone matrix asphalt. So whenever they produce this, they just produce from cellulose fiber. It is coming from
Okay.
the plants. And this
Mhm.
cellulose fiber will come into pellets form. And these
Okay.
pellets are coated either with bitumen or with wax. This the design of that they have to bring it to our asphalt plants or any asphalt plants which have the provision to mix it. Now
Okay.
it is very critical how we mix this cellulose fiber to create to make SMA to have this perpetual payment or the sustainable topping into the asphalt because SMA is only put in the top layer of that. So
Okay.
people like Genesis and there are some GRS and SVS and there are so other people, they bring their all the samples to our plants and then we process it and to create this SMA stone matrix asphalt. Stone matrix asphalt is of course better than the normal BC. In BC the stone to stone contact is less, but in stone matrix asphalt the stone to contact is more. And to since there are more larger stones, there are chances of bitumen drain down effect. To stop that, we have this cellulose fiber to hold on the bitumen to have this long-lasting roads or perpetual roads, what we call.
First of all, I would like to say stone matrix asphalt is for highways and thin white topping is only for urban roads and city roads and parking
Okay.
lots. And SMA is a highly rut resistant mix. It is a German technology which was for first trialed in Germany. And in 2008, it was the specifications came in Indian Road Congress in 2008. And after that, we have done trials and trials and trials. And there is the first SMA highway, the Delhi Mumbai Expressway, which is the first, I think, expressway on stone matrix asphalt. And thin white topping is a thin layer of concrete road, which is only 150 mm. And thin white topping is suitable only for city roads or urban roads because the drainage issue is there in the cities and waterlogging issue is there. So this is the difference. And stone matrix asphalt is only for highways and thin white topping is only for parking lots or city and urban roads.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much for sharing that insight, sir. Uh, so my next question is for Mr. Nasim Khan. What role do thermoplastics and retroreflective paints play in improving road safety?
You see, worldwide, there are many road marking materials available. Like some people are still are using epoxies. There are two component cold plastic materials available, and there is polyurea available. But the most commonly and waterborne technologies also are available across the world. If you see, most commonly used road marking material, which is like more cost effective as well as durable, it is thermoplastic road marking material. And because thermoplastic road marking material can uh, we can intermix glass beads also with thermoplastic as well as we can use a drop-on glass bead also. So it gives us initial reflectivity as well as long-term reflectivity. Hence, retroreflective road marking is the most commonly used road marking material in India. Although the technology of epoxy as well as the cold plastic, two-component cold plastic is also available in India. We have done a lot of zebra crossings and lot of cycle tracks, okay, for with two component cold plastic because it is expensive and it is durable yet because it is expensive, people are not using it. And the application process is also a little slower. Okay, and you don't have enough machines available to apply two-component road marking material, spray the two-component road marking material in India. Slowly, once we have our uh, proper infrastructure in place and specification, currently we do not have our specification for cold plastic also in India. Okay, our mini MRTH or IRC, okay, has a small portion or a paragraph only on two-component cold plastic. It does not given detailed about the application process or the formulation process or the durability. Anything is not given in the specification. Hence, people are still not using it, and because it is expensive, the contractor, when we go to the contractor saying that, boss, you are owning the asset now. It is your own asset, and you have to maintain it for 15 years. Please use a thermoplastic instead of thermoplastic. Use a very good road marking material which will last longer on your road. When they will ask us cost, and when we say it is 4 times the cost of thermoplastic or 5 times the cost of thermoplastic, they will say, no, no, thank you so much. We are comfortable with whatever is available. And it will take some time, but people have started learning because zebra crossings, if you see pedestrian crossing, even the consultants, even the client, everybody is ready to pay because zebra crossing, thermoplastic road marking. If you do with thermoplastic road marking, the zebra crossing would wear off very fast. The pedestrian crossing wears out in 6 months or 7 months time. No, because of excessive traffic braking, people stop on the zebra crossing and excessive braking is there. But with the cold plastic, it is lasting longer. Okay, for 2 years or 2.5 years, nothing happens to the plastic. So thermoplastic is the key now. Everywhere, world over. If you see not only in India, world over, if you see 90% of the world is still using thermoplastic wood, okay? Reflective thermoplastic wood.
Thank you, sir, for those clear and practical explanation. Mr. Martino, can you share a project where asphalt recycling created measurable sustainability gains?
Yes, there are so many of them. To name a few, we started with GR Infra initially, and then to IRB, they have taken 6 plants of ours. The other customers are in line with starting with Hiraram, Godara, Oriental. All the projects, they all are going ongoing projects are there. And then we have this 30%. All this I was mentioning was 60%. With 30%, we have almost, as I said, 283 plants all over. Most of the contractors have them, and they use at least 15 to 20% on all the projects. And we've seen considerable um, good roads. I'll give one example of Jaipur road project under Patel, and also customer from Pune. In Jaipur, Rajasthan especially, they don't get aggregates. They bring aggregates from 2, 3 quarries, and that also from faraway places. We are having tough time to have a job mix formula with virgin aggregates because the aggregates were not coming. The virgin aggregates were not delivered properly. The sizes were not matching. But once we started using recycled material into that also 50% or 45%. We had a beautiful JMF which is coming within the limits, and also the quality of the road we have seen. This is what I have seen physically because I was on site for 7 days looking up the whole project. And this is one of the example what the recycled metal can be done in the whole projects of all the quality wise. And this is one of the I can vouch on this project in Rajasthan.
Thank you, sir, for sharing with us a good view on the project. My next question is for Mr. Nasim Khan. How can advanced materials improve their durability in India's varied climate?
You repeat the question?
How can advanced materials improve their durability in India's varied climate?
Yes, climates. Okay.
Yeah.
I think this question should be asked to the road contractor, the bitumen or the people in the panel. I think Mr. Vikas Sharma or Mr. Martinho can be the right people to answer this. Yeah, I'm not an expert in that.
Okay, so Mr. Vikas Sharma, can you share your insight on this
Yeah,
construction?
like I said, the stone metric asphalt technology, we use cellulose fiber because in stone metric asphalt technology, we use content of bitumen is more than 6.2, 6.4%. So there are chances of bleeding. To arrest the bleeding, we use cellulose fiber and hydrated lime. So advanced material has to be adopted so that we can use the adopt the new technologies in our highways or city roads and increase the sustainability of the road. And thin white topping also we use the fiber reinforced concrete in which we use PP fibers and content of cement is high, content of cement is low as we use the fly ash.
Okay.
So it is important. Yes.
Thank you, sir.
To add to this, Mahesh, to add to
Yes.
this, if you see, uh,
Uh-huh.
the more and more if we have changed from using the normal, no, general type of 60, 70 or no, 80, 90 bitumen, we have come to VGA, the viscosity grade bitumen, the CMB, no, the CRMB or the polymer modified bitumen, PMB. These all materials have really impacted giving us the long-lasting roads because of the rains. Like in Indian conditions, tropical conditions, where you have either too much of heat, no, it's very excessive heat during summer season in some states like UP or Rajasthan, and during winters we have very excessive winters going less than 4 degrees, 5 degrees, and also there is rains. So I think materials like polymer modified bitumen and CMB has also given of long-lasting road and given us some strength to the road to fight the climatic conditions.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. We have one more question from delegate side for Mr. Vikas. How does the production team ensure that SMA mix meet laboratory specifications?
That is the situation where we come into picture, because contractor or consultants, contractors especially, does not adhere to the specifications. They directly try to save money, and without making proper mix design, they build the road. So we as a Genesis, we train the contractors, we approach the authorities that proper implementation is very much important. And where we are appointed as a consultant, we see to it that we construct the road as per specifications and all the laid down terms.
Thank you, sir. My next question is what's your take on scaling new innovation for national level deployment under schemes like Bharatmala? I pose this question to all our panelists, starting with Mr. Martino.
Yeah, the advancement what we have done in the asphalt plant systems to bring down the carbon footprints, point number one. Now we are using fossil fuel. We are transferring from fossil fuel to hydrogen burners by using hydrogen to heat the aggregates. We have done the test in our laboratory in Switzerland, and we are now doing on-field trials in Germany. And once we've done, there are parallel two trials are going in Germany and Italy. And one of the burner, we brought it in India to use on green hydrogen. But unfortunately, in India, there is no hydrogen available. But once it is there, definitely we have the burner, we have the technology which can be adapted into asphalt plant. Point number one. Point number two, we are working with the various scientists, especially IITs, to heat the bitumen in future. We will not heat bitumen in future to bring down the again carbon footprints. We are working on a parallel method, especially for repair job and resurfacing, not to hit the bitumen, but we are working on a method where we'll be using the whole process of course a hot mix plant itself, but in a different way. So we are parallelly working on that. Right now, I cannot spill out all the things, but yes, it's one of the advanced method we are working on that. Point number three is we use waste plastic into the roads. But what waste plastic is available currently with the government, the shredded waste plastic, it is written as single-use waste plastic. But if you see in the single-use waste plastic, there is the pouch for the milk pouch or the carry bags with a lesser GSM, which can melt at 100 degrees Celsius. But there are single-use waste plastic like Uncle Chips or biscuit wrappers. They are also single-use. But in this, there is MLP, multi-layer plastic. In Uncle Chips and biscuits and that Goa Tambaku and all, they put nitrogen inside these packets, so that nitrogen to keep it fresh, so that nitrogen don't escape. And for that, they have a fine aluminum layer inside. Now the melting point of this aluminum is 250 degrees Celsius. And once we shred and put this into asphalt plant, the mix of the asphalt plant temperature maximum is 150 to 175 degrees. Now, how this single layer plastic of aluminum layer will be melted in this? So we worked out with the government and we rewrote the basic code that not to use this sort of plastics into the system. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing that. Nasim, sir, can we have your take?
Yeah. Yes. If you see the Bharatmala Pariyojana or the National Projects Pipeline, okay, this prestigious and long-term, long vision projects. Okay, Automark has, as a company, also has kept the pace with that. We have expanded the manufacturing capacity. Long ago we have already acquired a company from Thailand which was manufacturing road marking machines. It is part of Automark now, and we are one of the largest road marking machines, automatic road marking machine manufacturers. Our road marking machines are not only used in Indian roads on highways, but it is also exported to more than 7, 8 countries. Okay, including Australia, including African countries and Arab countries. So we are keeping pace with the demands of the Indian roads, and looking at the infrastructure progress, the infrastructure story of India, we are totally ready with expanding our capacities, whether it is manufacturing, whether it is testing. We have expanded our laboratory with more equipments and more advanced equipment to test the raw materials as well as the finished product, as well as the manufacturing of fully automatic road marking machines also. So we are keeping pace with the requirement.
Thank you to all our panelists for this enriching discussion. Your insights have provided a strong foundation for future-ready road development in India.